Wow. Here we are again. And what I mean when I say we. That's his favorite thing in the world. Good morning, everybody. This thing is like kitty crack to him, isn't it? Oh, look who's peering around the corner. We don't get to see her that much. Right there. Let's see if we can coax her out a little bit here. There's one for you just to distract you for a minute. And my backhand sucks. Took a little overhand action there. There we got her. Light still stole it, but we at least got one to her. Okay, she got that one. We so rarely get to see her. That one went around the corner. Now we lost them both. But you know one of them will come back. Let's see if like a handful of them here will coax her back out. Nope, looks like it's just going to be a windfall for the biteman. Oh, there we go. There we got her popping out a little bit. So rarely get to see her, so I figured we better do that if we can here. There's about one of them like 3 feet from closer to us from her. Hoping she finds that. Light right now is around scarfing up as many of them as he can find. There, she found it. You're just too slow, Nibble. Oh well. I guess that's probably the end of her. Let's see what we missed here. I get all the cords so that draping against my leg here. I don't like how my legs are being tickled when I'm doing a live stream. Throwing treats away, yeah, sort of. But I mean, you know, it's for them to eat. So whether they eat them here or out of my hand or at the end of the hole, you know, you got to take what you can get. She came back out and peered around the corner a little bit, but I think she's gone back to her room now. She's funny that way. I'm doing well, Tracy. Thank you. It's hard to be back at work full time now, though, because you know I've been used to having so many days off over the past couple of weeks because of the holidays. How's my mom? My mom, I think, is doing well. I guess they had a big rainstorm that blew through there a couple of days ago. I kept meaning to look it up on the radar and never got to it at the time it was happening. But let's see what's going on here. blow it up here so I can see it. She said she loves the rain, but the flooding and wind damage are causing a lot of trouble. I guess my niece goes back to Arizona on Tuesday, so the three of them, which is going to be my mom, my sister, and my niece, are going to have a girls' day out, I guess. She's wondering why she hasn't been able to get the live streams recently. Well, last week's I never put up because YouTube said almost immediately that there was a copyright violation on it, that I had some infringing music on it. I don't do music on my live stream, so I have a challenge going on. But it's been a week now and they still haven't done anything. I mean, I don't know how long it takes, to have somebody watch a minute and a half of video and say, yeah, there's nothing there, but whatever. Did I get my T-shirt from a Johnny Cash museum? Yeah, I got it. I got it from the one at Folsom Prison. So yeah, that's I got several Johnny Cash T-shirts, but yeah, that one's from the Johnny Cash Museum at Folsom Prison. Yeah, I saw that about Jordan's recent vlog. That's not necessarily a topic I'm that into, but I have no idea even who that was. Hey, bye. You gonna come visit? Huh? Or are you just gonna sit there? I should see her peering around the corner again now, isn't she? I guess she heard Bite's name. Maybe we can coax her out here today. Nibble, you want to come out and visit? Huh? Come on, Nibble. Not you, Bite. We know what you look like. Nibble. Meow. No, just gonna sit there and look cute, huh? That's the way it works, I guess, with you. Yeah, Bite's come and joined us. It's a little chilly here today in Texas. They were supposed to get into the 60s, which should be kind of nice. But it's nice and sunny here today, too. Holy cow, she is actually coming out. Sometimes I can't see out of the corner of my eyes with the glasses on. Came out to join us a little bit, huh? You're always welcome out here. People like to see you too. I bet they'd really like to see you get a belly rub. No? No? A belly rub? She's just such a shy little kitty. I think if we ignore her for a minute, she'll come out a little further. Yeah, that's the telescope near near the guitars. That was where the Christmas tree was. I just put that back in the guest bedroom for a few days while I had the Christmas tree out. But it's back in its normal place again. Mid-30s in Canton, Ohio, huh? Yeah, no, I don't think it's not that cold here. It's probably in the 50s. And we're supposed to get into the 60s today. It should be a nice day. Yeah, now she's over here. Don't generally get to see her that much. Yeah. Coax him with the treat jar, let him get his head stuck in there while we. You're allowing yourself to get distracted from a jar full of kitty treats because you hear one kitty treat go to nibble. That's just not very nice. You're just not a very nice kitty to your sister. No, you aren't. How powerful of a telescope? It isn't actually a very good telescope. It's a little more than a toy. You know, I can see the moons of a couple moons of Jupiter. I can see the rings of Saturn. It's good for looking at the moon, but I've been thinking I really need to get a better one. What brands of guitars? One of them is an Epiphone Basher. The other one is an Arbor brand. They kind of have some special sentimental reasons for me having them. They're both associated with my favorite band, Guided by Voices. The black one there actually was autographed by the entire band and was given away on a radio show. And the person who won it sold it on eBay, and I got it. The other one is actually really kind of special because it was actually owned by the guitar player, and he sold it when he was getting married to his wife. And I was the one that got it. He autographed that for me. So I have like pictures of him playing that guitar. And actually, if you look at that picture right there, that is an autographed promotional photo of the singer of Guided by Voices, and he's holding that guitar. So that was kind of cool. At the same time, I got this amp head here, which was also his. Let's disconnect here. I'll actually walk over there and we can look at it here. That's the advantage of being on a laptop here is I can go mobile when I'm alive here. Got to disconnect everything. Now we got all sorts of wires connected to this thing. Let's see. Here we go. I mean, I know I've gone over and looked at these things a few times, but that's them right there. And that one's autographed by Doug Gillard, the guitar player. He's still the guitar player of the band. And so that's really cool. Very proud of that. Like I said, I discovered recently that this photo here of the lead singer, which is also autographed by him, that's him holding that guitar. So how awesome is that? That was just a surprise I just discovered one day. I was out scanning this thing and I blew it up. I scanned it in the computer at a high rate, and I blew up the guitar and looked at a real high resolution scan of it and realized that's the same guitar. I mean, the flame marks on it match exactly. It's no doubt it's the same guitar. So that was very, very cool to discover that. And then this one here is just, like I said, this is one that was sold on a radio, or was given away at a radio station, and it was autographed by the whole band. It's not a very good guitar. It's just kind of an entry-level guitar, but it's still kind of fun to have. Has all the members' signature. So yeah, there you go. I got to spend the next 5 minutes plugging in here, getting everything hooked back up. Get it plugged into the wall so we don't have the battery die in the middle. Plug in the mouse so I can go for trolls if I have to. Plug in the cell phone. And we're back in business here. All right. What have I missed here? Northern California is supposed to get more waves of rain, snow over the next couple of days. Hope it helps the drought situation. The only thing that's going to really help the drought, the only part of that that's going to help the drought situation is the snow, because you'll get a snowpack in the mountains and then that will melt slowly. The problem with the rain is California doesn't have any reservoirs to hold it, so it all just washes out to sea. There's something my mom was talking about. A lot of the water that comes in the Folsom area, which is where she lives, goes into Folsom Lake, and so that's a good thing. That's helping somewhat, and Folsom Lake has been at drought level for a long time. The Stonehenge 2 in Texas. Watched Jordan vlog about it. He couldn't go into the Alamo because he had Jaw with him. Yeah. Do I play guitar? No, not really. They're just for decoration. I just think they look great on the wall. I have done a vlog on the pictures and posters and stuff like that. It's back there. Go look for a playlist on my channel called Guided by Voices, and you'll find it. Or are you talking these pictures here? I don't know if I've actually done anything on those. I mean, I showed them a little bit when I hung them up. You're talking the ones on the wall. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I've talked about them a little bit. I think when I hung them up. These three here are vintage Candyland Riots posters for concerts. Probably the only ones in existence because I think there were only a couple to begin with, and I'm probably the only one that framed them. That one's my autographed copy of Reanimator signed by the star Jeffrey Combs. That picture is a picture of me and one of the members of Blue Man Group. That's a autographed photo of Danny McBride, who was in a TV show called Eastbound and Down. Let's see, the one on the top there, that's me with Jeffrey Combs, the same guy as the star here. I got this autograph at the same time I posed with this photo. That's a picture of Kevin McCarthy, the guy from the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Let's see, the one below is a picture of me and Curtis Armstrong. Curtis Armstrong played Booger in Revenge of the Nerds. Let's see, that one's a picture of me and Vincent Price's daughter, Victoria. That's a picture of me and the lead singer of Guided by Voices, Robert Pollard. So, and I know you can all see all those pictures just really crystal clear, but yeah, but there isn't enough reservoir capacity in the state to deal with a population of a state that size. There's that many people in there. There's just not enough, and too much of that water just floats out to sea. mean, I know there was like a major storm drain where I lived in Southern California, close to where I lived, and they did their best to try and slow the water down when it wasn't trickling very hard. What they do, you'd have this straight channel, and what they do is put, a wall here and a wall here and a wall here and a wall here, and have the water kind of go back and forth in the channel. But that's not going to do much. The second you get a big rain, all that gets washed away. So, that only works when there's a little trickle going through there. You slow it down, and that helps a bit. But hey, Eric, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, we have a new House Speaker after what, 16 votes? That was some political theater, wasn't it? Kind of disgusting display too. Yeah, we don't trust the guy, but we'll trust him if he gives us committee assignments. Yeah, let's just gamble with the future of the whole country because you want to be chairman of some obscure committee. Yeah, you're right. That's where the majority of the water in Southern California comes from, is up north, and they're taking it away from the farmers in the Central Valley region. I know. I drove through that on the way to my mom's place when I was there last summer or last spring, technically. And you look at those farmers along I-5 when you're going through the Central Valley there. They are not happy with what's going on. There's all sorts of signs along the road. Governor Newsom, water for food is not wasted water. And there was one really poignant image. I wish I'd gotten some video of it. That it was just row after row after row for miles and miles and miles of just dead trees that had once been like grape bushes, grapevines. Just woke up. That's the life, man. Of course, unlike you, I don't have to go back to school tomorrow. Ah, nothing better than cold water. Actually, I got to revise that statement. Beer is pretty good. As you probably know, I'm also a little bit fond of milk. But one thing that's common between them all, they're all really good when they're cold. No, last week's live stream didn't get posted. YouTube, shortly after I ended it, YouTube alerted me that there was like a minute and a half clip somewhere in the middle where there's some copyright infringing music. Well, you know me, I don't put music on my live streams. So I don't know what happened. They know exactly from when to when. It's like, it's like a minute and 20 seconds, and they can tell you what minute it started and what minute it ended. And I put a request for a review in on it, but apparently they can't get somebody to watch a minute and a half video and say, hey, there's nothing there. So, I mean, I watched the whole section there. There's nothing there. It's just me talking about Flash. Any Instant Pot recipes? Not at the moment, but I've been thinking it's been a while since I've done a cooking vlog. I think the last one I did was the Swedish meatballs. So we may do something again soon here, maybe this week. I know what I'm going to do today. It's not going to be a cooking vlog, but maybe tomorrow or something. Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's possible that a car went by, but a car going by, first off, I watched the clip. I watched the minute and 20-minute, 30-second clip. There's no music in there that I can hear. So I don't know. When I replied and told him what was going on, I said, I think your AI screwed up. There's no music in it. It's just me talking to the camera. But it's been a week and I haven't heard anything. If it ever gets to the point where they review it and confirm that there's nothing there, then we'll put it up. But at this point, I am not going to have money go to someone else if it's not, if it doesn't rightfully belong there. I'll pull something down before I do that. I went to Folsom Prison when I went and visited my mom in April and May of last year. But I really couldn't go into the museum because the museum was still closed down because of the COVID stuff. What are my plans for this afternoon? I got a little project I need to work on, and then I think I want to get out and not necessarily mow, but sweep the lawn with a lawnmower. We're to the point now where all the leaves are out of the trees, so I want to get them off the ground and get them bagged up and get them out of here. I've done somewhat a little bit with that, but I want to get it all cleaned up now, get it done for the year. Then I shouldn't have to worry about the lawnmower or anything for another 3 or 4 months because nothing's growing right now. The lawn's all brown and so there's not a lot of growth there. But like I said, I like to use the lawnmower to kind of sweep up the leaves. It's an easy way to pick it up. It's a lot easier than raking. Both your cats are laying with you this morning. I wish one of my cats would come out here. I mean, Bite was here a little bit ago, but and Nibble actually made an appearance a little bit ago too. But I don't think I'm ever going to get Nibble to come up here and lay down with me. Bite will sometimes. Hey, Bite, you want to come on visit? Sometimes he'll call or sometimes he'll come when he's called. Oh yeah, there he is. He was out here. I guess he sits behind the couch. Come on up and visit. They want to see your face. Yes, they do. And we still have the brush up here. Come on, you can do it just the rest of the way now. Come visit. There he is. There's the buddy. Yeah, I don't need to. I don't need to use such tactics when he's right here. The kitty treat jar is good when he's in his room or something, but usually when he's down here, out here, then he's usually pretty good to come and visit. He's a pretty good kitty. He'll come when he hears his name too. Plus the fact when I shake the treat jar, it makes everybody's pets go crazy, right? Just like this. Now everybody's pets are going crazy. I know Rhonda says the toxic twins go crazy when they do that. You ready for a belly rub, huh? Belly rub for Bite. Let's turn the laptop here so you can see this ugly mug here. Belly rub for Bite, belly rub for Jean. Morning, Susan. Look at him, look what he's doing with his paws. Kind of doing this with his paws. Okay, enough of that. Yeah, you like my first gated community t-shirt? Yeah, that's awesome. It makes me laugh. And it's true too. I'll share the camera with him here a little bit. What are you staring at? Huh? Your fans are over here. You really ought to look at them. It's really rude for you to stare at me rather than stare at your fans. They're here to see you. Meow. Saw something move here. I think a squirrel went up one of the trees. A cat could talk. What kind of an accent would he have? I don't know. What do you think? I'm guessing Rastafarian, right? Is that what it is? Maybe just a cat accent, huh? Whatever that is. British. Yeah, there you go. Any food vlogs coming up? Food vlogs, I've said this before, they aren't necessarily something I plan ahead of time. It's usually more one of those, what am I going to do today? Let's do a cooking vlog. So I don't know. It's been a while uh, since I've done one. So, maybe it's overdue. The truth is, one of the things that sorry, I got cat fur all over me here. One of the things that it kind of makes sets the interval between when I do cooking vlogs is uh, I have to eat everything. I don't cook this stuff and then throw it away. I eat it. So, it goes in the freezer or something like that, and I'll pull it out. And but I don't want to get too much. I don't want to have like the freezer filled up with stuff that I made, and then all of a sudden I got a bunch of plastic containers filled with things. And I don't know what's in them, and ah, sorry, bite. You shed like crazy. Ah, sorry, had to do that. Something was tickling my nose. You got a cat that walks on a leash, huh? I've done a couple chili recipes. I haven't really settled on one that really blows my mind, but I would love to find a good one for the instant pot. But even something I could do in the Dutch oven or just with regular cooking utensils. Jordan asked me a couple weeks ago if I wanted to come out and visit sometime in January, and it's like I really can't right now. There's a lot going on in January, but I do want to go visit him. I think maybe he wanted to go do something specific on that day, which is why he gave such a specific time period. I am going to go visit him at some point, though. Hopefully this year. Got to build up some vacation time, though. I haven't used much of my vacation time except when I went to California last spring. But for some reason, at the end of the year this year, they eliminated all retroactive vacation days from the previous year and just gave us a payout. So I'm back to having almost zero vacation time right now. And they did it the worst time too. You remember from time to time at work, they shut the plant down for a week or 10 days, what they call a maintenance interval or a maintenance cycle. And we haven't done that in probably a year now. We have another one scheduled at the end of April or at the end of January. And, most people don't get any work during that time. I will because I'm part of the crew that goes in for that. But a lot of people are going to be out of work for like 2 weeks during that time period, and they just lost all their vacation time. So, I don't know. That was a little uncool, I think. How's my mom doing? Mom's doing good. She just uh, went through, I guess they had some really pretty severe rain come through there in the last few days. She said she loved it, but she also said the wind and water did some damage. So I guess in the place where they eat their meals in the cafeteria there, I guess there was some flooding in there. Yeah, I'd like to do a Dutch oven chili recipe. That would be a good one. I mean, I'm a Texan now. I need to be able to make a good chili. That's sort of the rules. But I need to learn how to do good barbecue too. I ain't there yet. I did a live cooking live stream a few years ago when I was in the apartment, but that was kind of fun. We just sat and chatted while the stuff was cooking. It's time to bring you in on it. Yeah, that would be kind of fun. Do that in lieu of a real video for one day, huh? Or we could do it both ways. I could do a live stream of me filming the vlog, and then the real video would go up at some point after I've edited it. That would actually kind of be kind of a weird little angle to it. If I were in Brownsville, they said you that there's no beans in chili cook-off contests. I'm not really a fan of beans in chili anyway. So, what editing software do I use? I use honestly, I have a program. It's a suite of programs from a company called Nero, and it's actually the software that I use for my uh, disc burner, for my CD, DVD, Blu-ray disc burner. It's got disc editing software and stuff like that, but it's got a lot of other great tools too. And one of those tools is a pretty good video editing program called NeuroVision, and that's what I use. I really like it. It does just about everything I'd like to do, and I can usually figure out how to do some kind of pretty cool things with it. I did a video a couple years ago, me editing of how I did the editing. It showed the whole process. From some Matt from Hawaii. I don't know how much of a cooker Matt is. I know the times I visit him, we've usually gone out to eat. You use iMovie. Yeah, you're an Apple person, so yeah, that's kind of the standard for editing. Yeah, I got a couple filming locations kind of bouncing around in my head. I was actually thinking maybe of doing one of them last week, but it just didn't work out. There's one I want to do. I'm especially kind of encouraged to do more of the filming location videos, just because the one that I've done, the Logan's Run one, became a really popular video. It's currently my number two most watched video ever, and it took it about a year to kick in because it was about a year ago I shot it, and it just started exploding about early December last year. But it's right now it's chomping at the bit of my number one video, which is me retracing the Oswald uh, locations after he allegedly shot Kennedy. That's still my number one video, but only by a little. The Logan's Run one is only 5 or 6 thousand views behind it, and I think I got a um, I think I have a probably good chance of this another next video that I do maybe being more popular because it was a more popular movie. Logan's Run, that was a long time ago. Most people don't even remember that one. That's another one I'm looking at, John, because that was mostly shot in Austin. I know where all the locations are. And it was funny because I was just watching the movie once, and in the credits it said, "Yeah, filmed in Austin." It'd probably be one of those that it would have to be a multi-part one because there's so many things that are there that I'd like to go see. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've done just about everything I'm going to do JFK related. Thanks. I'm glad you liked the Kennedy video. That was I thought it was a really good video just because honestly my favorite part of the because remember that was a three-parter. The first part was the trip through the Texas Book Depository. The second part was the part through the where I went into Oswald's cell, and then the third one was when I retraced his steps after the shooting. And I was just totally amazed that I got into that cell, especially considering the fact that it was on the verge of turning into a museum, and very few people are going to get into there after that. They'll be able to look at it through a piece of glass, but I actually got to get into the cell, and that was really awesome. Meow. He's still here. You're friends with someone who's going to be an actor, huh? That's cool. I'm friends with somebody who was an actor, who's now a vlogger. Funny how that works. Well, Austin would be one of those things that, if I was going to do more than one subject, it would probably be something I'd go back to. Austin isn't really that far away. It's about 100 miles from here. And considering the fact that the highway from Waco to Austin is I-35, and on I-35, the speed limit's 75 miles an hour the whole way, I can probably make it down there in 90 minutes easy. I do have some other reason I want to go to Austin too. When I was in California, one of the things I picked up and brought back was my dad's cuckoo clock. And there's something wrong with it, with the cuckoo itself. The clock itself works great. In fact, I got it running right now. It's kind of, behind the camera, it runs really great. But there's something wrong with the timing and the cuckoo part of it. And since it's a specific brand of clock, I want to have somebody work on it that has experience with it. This isn't just something you go to a clock repair person and do something like that. I want to get somebody that actually has familiarity with clocks like this. So there's a place in Austin that can do it, but I'm going to have to take it down there, and probably going to be one of those things you take it down there and then I'm going to have to drive back and pick it up. So, who knows? Maybe that'll be one of the times where I do that dazed and confused vlog. So I see Jeff and Rhonda both showed up here. Rhonda is on work today, but I guess she's on a break. How you doing, Rhonda? Work taking care of you today? Yeah, I don't think the girls are with her at work. Yeah, well, the cuckoo clock, this one came from Germany. And so it's a really, really nice cuckoo clock. I like having just the clock going, not necessarily the cuckoo, but I would like to at least have the cuckoo work. And what happens right now is when the cuckoo goes, it doesn't cuckoo the right number of times. And so if it's 12 o'clock, it should cuckoo 12 times. Well, it just goes cuckoo, 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 and it'll do it until all those weights hit the ground, and then it stops. So there's something wrong in there, and I want to have somebody look at that and see if they can figure out what's going on. If I tried swearing at it while hitting with a hammer, no, I got to admit, I haven't tried that one. I think we're going to probably skip that one though. This whole thing's made out of wood, and I think one good hit with a hammer and it would basically fix it once and for all. You've been doing a lot of the producing of like sports events, so yeah, that'd be kind of fun. And a lot of times, learning how to direct starts off, with just doing little things like this. So yeah, cuckoo makes me cuckoo. That's true. Yeah, this one plays some music too. Here, let's go mobile here again. I'll show it to you. We're not going to turn the cuckoo on because I can't turn it off again. But I'll show you this thing. It's actually really pretty. It's a beautiful clock, and there's little animation stuff that goes on and stuff like that. It's funny. I've had this thing here for like 6 months and I've never shown it. So let me work my way in here. Yeah, that's it right there. And so, the cuckoo comes out of the top here. This little thing, these little guys, can't really see them very well, not good light there, but these little guys spin around. These guys drinking beer, they make their arms go up and they slam their beer steins on the table and stuff like that. And yeah, there's music, there's the cuckoo, there's the whole thing there. That's probably a better angle. Kind of a nice clock. Like I said, my dad got this in Germany when they visited there many, many years ago. And they both basically agreed that they would each buy something that they really, really wanted. My father kind of got to the end of the trip, and he decided, I want a cuckoo clock. And so that was what he got. Let me plug myself back in here, at least get the power in here. And the mouse, I can go off patrols if I have to. All right, let's see. I'm all hooked up again here. I don't have to necessarily have the phone plugged in here. The phone will last. I think we're not using it that much. Oh yeah, and then my parents brought me these beer steins back from Germany, and so those are fun. I love having those. In fact, if you remember Jordan's vlog where he went to the Oktoberfest in Huntington Beach, and I went with him. Yeah, we brought two. Each one of us brought one of these beer steins. And it was very cool. A lot of people were really impressed with it. Two people kept coming up to us. Can we see your beer stein? Can we see your beer stein? And they're beautiful. Here, rather than taking the camera over to that, though, I'm going to bring them over here. Let you check them out because they're kind of cool too. The question now is that can I reach? Normally I would be able to, but the fact is I have the table in the way a little bit. I don't know, maybe this is going to be a video of me breaking my neck. That'll be a good video, right? Let's see, where's the chair? There's the chair. Let's use the chair. Normally I'd be able to reach it, but I've extended the table for the training, and I can't get that high and reach that far over. Get each one of them down here individually. All right, I did it without breaking my neck. So I'll bring these over here one at a time, or two at a time. I'm going to show you these. These are kind of cool. Okay. I didn't break my neck. Good. That would have been really embarrassing. Okay, let me see. Let's look at these here because they're not all German steins. I think that one is. I think that one is. And I think we just brought the German ones because this one's from Holland. I mean, it says Holland on it, and it's got windmills. That thing just screams Holland. But look at the artwork on the side of this thing. Still got the labels on them even. Look at that handle. How awesome is that handle, huh? Beautiful artwork on these. And of course you put your beer in there, and that's that one. So I want to keep these things safe because I definitely don't want to drop them. And let's see, which one is this? Okay, well, this one's obviously from Germany because it says Nuremberg there. And so it's got this little cityscape thing here on there, and that's on one side. Little dude here holding the beer stein on the side here. And then that's on the back of the castle here. I'm guessing this is the city of Nuremberg. Unfortunately, what most people know about Nuremberg is the Nuremberg trials, but I don't think this is the one that Jordan and I brought. One of the ones that Jordan and I brought. I think it's the other two that we brought. And I'm not even going to try and pronounce that word. But that's kind of cool. They're all kind of beautiful pieces of art. That almost looks like something you'd see in Greece or something, right? The Parthenon or whatever it is. And the other side almost looks like the Colosseum. I don't know. But that's kind of a cool one. And then there's this one. This one's really, I think, beautiful. The colors on this one are beautiful. And that's all like hand painted stuff. Let me get the glare out of the way. I'm pretty sure this is one of the ones that we brought. So, these are one of those things. They aren't really for drinking, although they're made to do that. You can drink them. I've never used them for drinking. They've been more for decoration, but I think they're really cool. So, so yeah, those are those beer steins. Yeah, spent so much time talking here that I missed a few things here. So, yeah. There's a few things that have kind of become family heirlooms for me too. I'm so happy I got all those photographs from my dad, and I repurposed my old dresser from when I was a kid into a storage place for all my old photographs, and they're in the guest bedroom, and so I'm happy to have all that. That cuckoo clock, of course, I love having that. You know, the shelf. That clock there used to belong to my grandparents on my mom's side. It was in their house for many years. That shelf there was literally built by my grandfather, and then I built this one here a number of years later, just matching it exactly for the beer steins. So yeah, family heirlooms are very very cool. I'm glad that I'm picking up a few of them. Is the wall plumb? No, not really. I don't know if that it was just not built plumb or if it's sagged a little bit over the years. I don't know. Yeah, it probably was an expensive clock. There's a lot of little bits and pieces in it. I haven't seen any trolls today. Actually, I don't know. I don't. Maybe the trolls don't like me as much. A lot of the trolls they just kind of become a pest until they get blocked. I engage with my trolls and begin insulting them and stuff like that in the hopes that maybe they'll just give up that way. But then again, there aren't that many people to come and visit, these live streams. So sometimes the point of these trolls is just to make an idiot out of themselves and in front of as many people as they can. And you know, actually, I was noticing there is a little dust on there, but we're only shooting at high def, so you're not seeing it. Getting your Letterman jacket this year. That's cool. Yeah, getting like production things you can do in school, that definitely will help you get internships and land a job because that gets you experience and that's what you need. They want to see people with experience. Did I get the journal deciphered yet? No, you're talking about the stuff from my grandmother that was in shorthand. No, I don't. I would love to have that done at some point. What did my mom buy on a trip? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just knew the story of the clock because the clock had been in my dad's den, for years and years and years. I remember when I would go home and get help with homework and stuff like that, and we'd work in there, and it'd be going off. So I mean, that always kind of reminded me of him. So I was really happy that I got that at the end. And that spot on the wall there, there's just like a narrow gap about this wide between the fireplace and the window, and that's perfect for a cuckoo clock that's, with the weights and stuff like that. It's 7 feet tall. That's a perfect place for it. Do I have my vacation mapped out yet? No, not exactly. I really want the first place I go to be Yellowstone, because I want to see the geysers again. Because now that I have more of an understanding of geography or geology, I'm sorry, geology, I think it'd be really fun to see that and, really experience that firsthand and put it on a vlog and kind of, explain to you what's going on there. Because Yellowstone is one of the most interesting places, I think, in the United States from a geological standpoint, because there's so much evidence of what's going on there. And it's a big national park, lots of places to hike. I think there's more geysers in that one little area um, than probably everywhere else in the world combined. Yeah, I know of at least one Jersey Mike's here. I like Jersey Mike's in California, so there's no reason I wouldn't go there again, except for the fact I just don't eat out much right now. Are we going to discuss Prince Harry's mental state? I don't know. Meghan got in his head. That's all I can say. He seemed like a pretty sane guy before that, but yeah, Meghan has definitely not been a positive influence on him. Did Cat show any interest for the train or treat? No. Bite would sleep under the tree, but that was it. And I think he just liked the little skirt thing that was under it. That just that just said to him, "Hey, that's a place for me to take a nap." But neither of them are really ever showed any interest in the tree. There was no problem at all with them. I think it's just because they're pretty old cats. They're 15, almost 16 now, and I think their tree climbing days are over. And I think a lot of times too, cats like to kind of be up high and have an elevated view of the world, and they get all they need of that in their room with all the shelves. So they want to get up high and look down on the world. They can in there, and so the tree just seems like a lot more hassle to get up high because the shelves are really designed for that. Grand Canyon would be cool too. I would definitely hit the Grand Canyon too. When I was a kid, my parents and sister and I would always take our family vacations each year to different national parks. So I've gotten to see a lot of really cool national parks. I've been to Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico. I want to go there too because I want to see the bats there. Um, we went to Yellowstone. We've been to Yosemite a bunch of times. We've been to Crater Lake, which is cool, and a bunch of other places, including the Grand Canyon. So it'd be fun to go see those places again. Well, Black Dot's checking out. Thanks for being here, Black Dot. Great talking to you. And I will watch out for Bigfoot. Through the first glass of water, we must be at the halfway part of the live stream. You gonna come back, Bite? Wow. It's gotten really quiet in here. Bite walked by and pulled the cable on the power for the computer here, in case you heard that. You gonna come up? Meow. 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 There he is. You're making a dessert called Blueberry Yum. As you're listening to us, wish I could see it. You'd have us all over, huh? All right, there you go. Party at Tracy's house. Yeah, Alamo would be another place I'd like to visit. And you're right, the Houston Space Center would be fun. You ready for a road trip? You gonna be in the car like Jaw is? Sit on the passenger seat and just sleep until you get someplace? That is one well-traveled dog, isn't it? Yeah, you've met Jaw. You're not really into Jaw, are you? You rubbing on the TV tray, huh? Is that what you're doing? Yep, that's my buddy. Sundays are your cooking days, so when you see my lives come up, miss the cooking, but I have errands, and today's cooking day. All right. Yeah, like I said, I may very well do a cooking vlog this week. It's just been a while, and you know what? I need stuff to eat. I'll be secret. I'll tell you a little secret. I don't cook the stuff to cook the stuff. I cook the stuff to eat the stuff. The pecan trees, yeah, I don't see any pecans on them at this point. So I guess they're all down and eaten by the squirrels, probably. But when the pecans start growing, see, they won't really start coming now until spring when the leaves start coming up again. And that the pecans kind of become my alarm clock on my days off because what'll end up happening since the pecan trees kind of lean over the part of the house where my bedroom is, the squirrels will knock the pecans off of the trees. They'll land on the roof and they go boom, roll off the roof. And so, usually between like 7 and 8 in the morning when the squirrels are active, that's what I'm hearing is the squirrels knocking the pecans onto the roof. I have seen possums in the yard and I've seen hawks too. I've always thought it'd be fun to have like a rabbit, but let the rabbit run loose in the backyard. I had a rabbit when I was a kid that basically just lived in the backyard, and it was a great pet. But I wouldn't want to do that with a rabbit here because I'd be concerned that some bird of prey would take it because there's hawks and that kind of stuff around here. You see them in the sky every once in a while. I'll see one like on the back fence, but it's mostly birds and squirrels, which is fine to me. I don't mind having any of those in my yard. Yeah, I mean, I had guinea pigs when I was a kid, and their house was in the garage. I would bite and nibble react to a pet rabbit. I don't know. They probably wouldn't like it initially, but I think they probably learn to adapt to it because, I mean, the rabbit I had was really friendly and it was a big rabbit. It was the size of a cat. Maybe something with cornmeal, huh? Yeah, I don't know. Might be some sort of a meat recipe too, like a roast or something like that. Something I could do in the instant pot. Meow, meow. And he's back. Was noticing this morning that the seed block that I put out in my feeder for the birds is pretty much all gone now. So gonna have to buy another one. I'm still feeding the squirrels in the yard. I like having the squirrels here, so you know I keep the food out for them. No, I don't feed them all the time because I don't want them to be dependent on me for food. But just as a treat every once in a while, I do something. And of course, they got the pecans in the trees, and that takes care of them during the spring. Now, the hawks have never been a threat or Flash has never been threatened by the hawks. I don't think the hawks would be able to pick her up. That's the thing with rabbits. You can or mammals and stuff like that is you can grab them by the skin and pick them up and carry them away. You can't really do that with Flash. YouTube has a video of an elephant walking along, and there's an upside down turtle. She flips it over gently where the tusk and continues to walk. That's cool. Animals know what's going on in the world. They know more about what's going on in the world than I think we think they know. All right, we're on to our second glass of water here. And then I wonder why I got to pee at the end of the live streams, huh? I always think it's funny that there's these sections of silence that always happen at about the 15-minute mark. You know, I'm going to put an ad right there, right? When do I get to the vodka? Later at night. I know it's a joke. We keep saying it's vodka, but it's water. Truth is, if I drank that much vodka, I'd be asleep at the end of the live stream. A little bit of matted fur on you, dude. We're gonna have to give you a little bit of a haircut. I was trying a little bit ago to see if I could brush it out, but I think we're just gonna have to cut it off. Yeah, Nibble had one on the tip of her tail about a year ago. That was fun because you had to not only control her enough to get in there and cut it off, but then get in there and do it without hurting her. Any more home fix-up projects? I got to do more work on the pool, and that may be happening at some point. Um, Next couple of videos I'm going to be doing are going to be about the train, and so you'll see more of that. I still got some more to do. There's a little problem I'm working on that I got to figure out exactly what's going on, and right now I'm not getting any good answers. So, but you'll learn all about that in the next couple of videos. Will I do any filming locations? The TV show Walker, Texas Ranger. I never watched that show, so it would have to be something, a movie or a TV show that I watched. At one point, I did a search to see if there were any movies shot in Waco. There were a whole bunch of them shot here, but it was nothing I'd ever seen or heard of. So, it's got to be something I'm into. Movie or TV show that I really enjoyed and would get a kick out of doing. Going there and seeing that. Those are the best ones I had when I went with Jordan too. His vlogs. Some of my favorite. We went to the Poltergeist house. That was that was really awesome. Some of the Wayne's World filming locations, the record store and the donut shop. Those were both fun. The Falling Down movie location when we went to that army surplus store from that famous scene. That was really great. Return of the Living Dead. Like Jordan actually let me suggest that one. That was completely my idea because supposedly that movie is set in like Pennsylvania or something like that. And I was looking at one of the background scenes and it's like, that's the LA skyline. And so I started looking and I found where it was. And I said, Jordan, we got to go check this out. I ever heard of a software program called Photo Explosion 2.0? No, I haven't. Have I visited any presidential libraries? We went to the George H.W. Bush library about a year ago down in College Station. I did that. And then Jordan and I went and visited LBJ's library, which is in Austin. You just found it in your collection. Yeah. What does it do? Have you played with it? Because I got a lot of like firecrackers and M80s and stuff like that. If I want to make photos explode, there's a lot easier ways to do that. It was closed at the time. Yeah. Yeah, it was closed due to the COVID stuff. It would be fun to go back there, but it was quite a drive down to College Station. Probably check ahead of time now, make sure it's open again. I think it was closed because of COVID, but we did get to go out to see the grave and we saw the grounds, and that was I got to salvage that into some sort of a vlog. Ah, Gene's off to church. Have a good church service, Gene. Yeah, you telling Gene to have a good church service too? That's nice of you. You can be a pretty decent co-host when you think about it. When you're not showing people your butt. Yeah, that was probably my favorite too, Revenge of the Nerds. That was so cool because I love that movie. And going there with him and checking out all those locations. There have been so many fun places I went with Jordan. We did that on the trip here to Texas. Texas has such a beautiful capital. Am I going to vlog that? I don't know. Maybe. That'd be one of those things you do down in Austin. I got another filming locations vlog I want to do in Dallas. One of the times when Jordan was here, he did an Austin vlog, and we went down there and we did the um, oh, what was it? Daniel Johnson locations, and where he grew up, and that was kind of a fun day. The same time we were down there, I did like a vlog of like some toy museum. That was kind of cool too. That was the first time I think I was using my new Canon G7X camera. I had just gotten it. I think that was the time we went to that Museum of the Weird too. Jordan has so many really interesting ideas for vlogs. So it's just fun to tag along. You never know what you're gonna see. Would I do filming locations for the other sequels? You talking the Revenge of the Nerds? I I think Jordan did another Revenge of the Nerds one. The only real Revenge of the Nerds movie I liked was the first one. I think I saw others, but I don't think they lived up to the magic of the first one. That is just such a classic movie. Yeah, I saw JFK. That was way back in the day. It never really struck me as that great of a movie. And I mean, I think it went too far into the conspiracy theory end of things. When I did my vlogs on the JFK assassination, I acknowledged at the end of the video that there's a lot of conspiracy theories and about what happened. And I'm not really tackling any of that. I'm just reporting what the official record is. And I actually said, at the end of one of the videos, if you want to comment on the conspiracy theories, feel free to do it. And to this day, people, you know, are still, commenting on that. Most of my videos have, maybe 5, 10, 15 comments. There's hundreds and hundreds of comments on that video. Yeah, it was kind of a drag, but like I said, I was kind of glad that the first time that they replaced the glasses for just the cost of the lining on the lens, because that was the only upgrade I made. I didn't like the progressive lens, and so I didn't feel so bad paying for the second set uh, as I might have, just because I really didn't have to pay for, when I got them, when I replaced the progressive lenses. But what I did do is this time I got like an insurance policy on it. So in the future, if I lose lenses again, all I got to do is go back and pay like a $25 copay, and that's it. Yeah, I got my seeing glasses, not these glasses. These are my readers, and I got my seeing glasses. One of the lenses were replaced because one day one of the lenses popped out, and I went all over the place, tried to retrace my steps, never did find them. I don't really use the seeing glasses that much. When I'm driving, I'll wear them. But when I'm at work or something like that, my vision is decent enough that I can kind of, I'm not going to trip over things like that. And the truth is, while I need the reading glasses to see stuff up close and the seeing glasses to see clearly things at a distance, at kind of a mid range, my vision's pretty good. So a lot of the stuff I'm doing is more at the mid range. And so, the glasses come off at that point. Lens Crafters was a little surprised that the lens popped out too. So I think they double checked to make sure they were nice and screwed in there really tight. And it's funny, those wouldn't have been the glasses I would have expected the lens to pop out because I've never had a problem with that. This lens pops out all the time. But I just squeeze it right back in there and it's fine. But so far I haven't lost those. Probably because when I was using my seeing glasses, I was out walking around, and usually when I'm using my readers, I'm sitting down reading something. So if the lens falls out, it's going to fall on my lap or it's going to fall on the floor right next to me. See, there's another audio pause at a 15-minute mark. There'll be another ad right there. How much ad revenue does YouTube get to keep? Probably more than they give me. I don't know. They don't say how much they get versus what I get. All I know is what I get. A lot of times I think there's a complicated formula on it because it depends on how much of the video people watch because the ad isn't necessarily at the beginning of the video. There's ads in the middle of the video. Well, people tune out before they get to an ad, and I'm not going to get as much ad revenue. And I basically leave it up to YouTube to figure out where to put the ads on the regular videos. On the live streams, I tend to place them manually because one, YouTube puts way too many of them in, and two, they put them in really bad places. I'll be in the middle of a sentence and all of a sudden they'll cut it out for the middle of the video and right in the middle of a sentence or something like that. That was Norton again. I had to shut that down. I tried shutting it down earlier today, ahead of time for this, and then you have an option to turn Norton into silent mode, so that it may do stuff in the background, but it isn't popping stuff up all the time. And I accidentally selected 1 hour for the downtime or the silent mode when I usually do like 4 just to make sure I get through the live stream. Well, obviously the clock's up now and just had another pop-up happen, so I silenced it for another 4 hours, so we should be good now. T-shirt collection vlog. I do have a lot of T-shirts. I think that's one of the things I enjoy collecting. When I go someplace, I like to get a T-shirt. So when I've visited a lot of things around here, I've tried to get T-shirts when I go there, or some sort of a memory. Even if it's just something I found on the ground. I mean, I still have a piece of coal that I got from that train wreck that I vlogged, a year and a half ago. I got a couple of rocks that I picked up from in front of Neverland Ranch when Jordan and I visited there years ago. All sorts of fun stuff. What's for dinner later? I don't know. I haven't thought about that yet. What cartoons did I watch when I was a kid? Um, I was a kid in the late '60s, early '70s. So the stuff that was big then was Looney Tunes. Um, I was a huge Tom and Jerry fan. In the late '60s, there was something called Speed Racer that I used to watch, and Kimba the White Lion, Felix the Cat to some extent. Um, there was kind of a live action puppet show kind of thing by Sid and Marty Krofft called HR Pufnstuf. I used to watch that really late, really regularly. In fact, it was on Netflix a few years ago, and I was binge watching that again. It's not on there anymore. I don't know. And later on, I got into like the Twilight Zone and that kind of stuff. But yeah, kids. As a kid, that's what it was. There's Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry. And Eric thinks I should eat out tonight. I don't have a Buc-ee's T-shirt. You're right. I've been to Buc-ee's a few times and brought some souvenirs home. I brought that wind chime home that I got in the backyard from there. Let's see what else. I bought something else at Bucky's too. Yeah, I don't think I ever saw Johnny Quest. I mean, I remember hearing about it, but I don't think I've ever seen it. It's funny when you said Aaron Day starts at Tracy. I was thinking it sounded like something Jordan would say. You forgot a word. It should be Aaron Day starts now. You were into He-Man. Jordan, I guess, was really into He-Man too. That was after my time. I remember it to some extent, but I don't think I ever watched it. Was that By the Power of Grayskull? Was that? I think so. I guess I remember watching like Inspector Gadget too. That was kind of fun. That was kind of a um, Get Smart ripoff. Yeah, I did buy. Yeah, at Bucky's. Yeah, I bought some hot sauce at Bucky's. That's true. I still have that. That's good stuff. Eric's watching on his iPad today. All right, I'm broadcasting from my laptop. That's funny. Nobody would have ever said those words about 40 years ago. I'm broadcasting from my laptop. Bucky's is sort of a convenience store, gas station type thing. It's a massive, massive store that's kind of common in kind of the Midwest. There's a lot of them in Texas. I've been to a couple of them in Texas. There's one that I've been to a couple times down in Temple, which is just a few miles here. I also went to Ennis, Texas, and got one. And there's one there too. It's just kind of a fun place to wander around. All sorts of, they have, it's what you think of like a gas station convenience store, but it's on steroids, and so it's like the Home Depot of gas station uh, convenience stores. It's probably on an acre or two of land, and you get hundreds and hundreds of gas pumps and all sorts of snacks and treats and souvenirs and stuff like that. Yeah, you gotta go check out my go back check out my Bucky's videos because there's a couple of them that because I know I've done at least two of them in the one in Temple, and I did another one in Ennis, Texas. Flintstones, yeah, that was another one I watched. I sometimes forget about that. Flintstones, the Jetsons, but basically the same show, wasn't it? One was in the past, one was in the future. We went there on your way back from playoff football game, huh? Yeah, I like going to Bucky's. That's a fun little trip. It's kind of fun to wander around and see what they have. And where else can you go and buy beaver nuggets? That just sounds gross, doesn't it? Guess they're pretty good though. You know, they always have some really like amusing and slightly offensive ads. Billboards along the freeway. They'll or ironically funny ads. Like for instance, they'll have a sign that says "Eat here, get gas." No, no, the COVID stuff is all done now. In fact, they dropped the last of that just recently. They used to have alcohol bottles on the break room tables, and they insisted that you alcohol off your table before and after you ate. And then they had the partitions on the table. So, there were these plexiglass partitions. Only three people could eat on a table, and you had plexiglass partitions. Those all went away about a month or two ago. They also lifted all the final mask requirements. You can still wear masks if you want, but for a while there, if you hadn't been vaccinated, you even after the whole thing was more or less over, they still if you hadn't been vaccinated, they insisted you wore a mask. That's over now. Now there's still people there that wear them, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. But yeah, in terms of live action TV shows, Leave It to Beaver was a little before my time. I was never really that much into that, but I remember like the Brady Bunch and the Partridge Family and Bewitched was one of my favorites. I Love Lucy. Then later that turned into things like Battlestar Galactica and the A Team and Dukes of Hazzard and stuff like that. I saw a YouTube video on Bucky. It doesn't seem like they treat their employees very well. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I haven't heard that, but it would surprise me. Disney doesn't treat their employees very well. Yeah, he's still here. Just been kind of chilling out here. What are my top three favorite movies? I don't know if I could name three of them. I mean, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest has always been a favorite. Um, Beyond that, I don't know. There's a lot of movies I like. It's hard to rank them. I like kind of quirky, offbeat comedies sometimes. I don't know if anyone's ever seen it, but there's a movie called The Hudsucker Proxy. It's a Coen Brothers movie. That's one of my favorites. It's such an ironic movie. I like stuff with like subtle humor, and that has a lot of that. There's a lot of like background humor that you pick up. Hudsucker Proxy doesn't sound like it'd be a very interesting movie, but it's actually really funny. I like a lot of Quentin Tarantino movies. I've watched Reservoir Dogs, Jackie Brown, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Haven't watched Pulp Fiction in a while, but that's a good one. I like From Dusk Till Dawn. That's a good movie. I watched Andy Griffith Show a little bit too, because I think that was one of the ones that was like on during the day. When I'd come home from school or something like that, I think Andy Griffith would be on. I was like Don Knotts, Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, Mork and Mindy. That was a rather Three's Company. I have the Big Lebowski. I don't know. I never got into that one. I need to probably give that one another fair shot because I know Jordan's a huge fan of that. I think he even did a Big Lebowski vlog. I don't know. I watched it a couple times and I don't know. I just it didn't do it for me. I don't know. Maybe I didn't give it a fair shot, and maybe it's one of those movies I had to watch a few times. Another kind of quirky movie. I don't know if anyone saw it called Being John Malkovich. Anybody ever see that? Yeah, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is one has been one of my favorites for a long, long time. It's the only one I can really say I'd probably put in my top three. I don't know what I would name for the other ones. Yeah, yeah. In fact, I watched Spinal Tap just a few weeks ago. Jordan went and got a did a vlog when one of the members was when Harry Shearer was at a convention, and he got my copy of Spinal Tap autographed. So yeah, I was just watching that recently, but yeah, he got me an autographed Derek Smalls Spinal Tap. Actually, I had the movie. He just brought it with him and got it autographed for me. That's a great movie too, starring Meathead. In fact, one of the things I've been thinking is if I do go visit Jordan sometime, one of the things I want to do is do a kind of a documentary on his band Candyland Riots. And I've been even thinking I'm going to call it "This is Candyland Riots" as a little bit of a tribute to Spinal Tap. Jordan went to the Don Knotts Museum. I bet you that was good. Don Knotts was a favorite of mine. You know, I liked him on Andy Griffith's show. I also liked him on Three's Company. He was great there. I think he was better even than Norman Fell, and I like Norman Fell. Yeah, I'm with you. I never got into the Godfather either. I've seen that a few times. I don't know. Just it seemed like it was paced really slowly. People say that's such a great movie. There's movies that out there that people really really like that I'm just not into. That's one of them. I never got into Rocky either. I've seen a few of them. It's just like, okay, whatever. I don't know what all the hype's about, but some people just think that's one of the greatest movies of all. I was more into Rocky horror than Rocky. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the Norman Fell, I think, did blow it on that. But you're right. We wouldn't have had Don Knotts, and Don Knotts was great. Yeah, and that's probably it. I got to be in a certain frame of mind to watch some of those movies. Something I really did like though was like the Rambo movies. I was really into those, and all of them are really pretty good if you're into that kind of a movie. kind of like sometimes those revenge fantasy movies. So that's why, Rambo and Falling Down and stuff like that, those kind of appeal to me. I'm not a morning person. I don't see making my bed changing that. Yeah, I remember seeing Halloween. That was probably one of the first um, movies, horror slasher type movies I saw when I turned 18. That Friday the 13th. I was always a fan of those. Charles Bronson, Death Wish. I've seen a few of those. I wasn't as into those as I was like into Rambo. I mean, it's the same with like Dirty Harry too. I've got a Dirty Harry box set, but I don't watch that as much as I watch Rambo and stuff like that. Just certain ones I think hold up better. Yeah, is that the one where he had like some Native American come up and accept the word for him or something like that? Is that one? You like westerns? Yeah, I never really got into westerns that much. There is one kind of a western theme movie that I like. That it's um, kind of a sci-fi western movie called Cowboys and Aliens. It sounds really stupid from the title, but it's actually a great movie. It's Daniel Craig and Harrison Ford in it. It's a great story. It's exactly what you think it is from the movie, but or from the title, but it's really well done. Yeah, yeah, that's who people think of too when they think of westerns is John Wayne and Clint Eastwood. I saw The Labyrinth with David Bowie. Was never really into that one. Oh, she's not even a Native American. That's funny. So she's sort of like Elizabeth Warren, huh? Yeah, you knew I was going there. I'll start calling her Pocahontas. Maybe she's 110/24th, yeah, Native American. A crystal skull in the background. Yeah, I've put that on camera a few times. That's something I found in the Pirates of the Caribbean store at Disneyland. They had a black one. They had the crystal one. It's not actually crystal. It's polycarbonate. It's plastic, but it still looks pretty cool, right? So yeah, and then of course I got this little light with LEDs in it. It was actually designed for something else, but I put this guy on it. He looks really cool on there. So no, I never saw that one with Andy Griffith and Johnny Cash. How many Raiders of the Lost Ark movies? One, two, and three. The speaking of crystal skulls, that was the worst one ever. I actually like South Park did an episode on that one where the boys went to see the movie and then basically spent the whole rest of the movie claiming that that their favorite hero, Indiana Jones, had been raped. I really like the skull too. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Okay, Cindy, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, we're going to be ending this one in a couple minutes anyway. We're almost done. I usually guarantee you an hour or 2 hours, and we're about to hit that mark. So, yeah, I saw that there's another Indiana Jones movie coming in. I don't know. I mean, maybe I hope they learned from the last one that it's got to be something archaeology related. You can't try and mix aliens in there. Aliens have no place in an Indiana Jones movie. Hopefully, they learn from that. I don't know what else they could find though. They got the Ark of the Covenant. They got the um, what was the other thing? The Holy Grail. I don't know what other historical artifact could they find that would be something like on that order. They got those magic stones from in Temple of Doom. That's probably after you get to the Crystal Skull one. Temple of Doom was probably my next least favorite of them. I don't know. That one never really did it. I think the female lead just annoyed me so much. Jordan says that's his favorite Indiana Jones movie, so I don't know. But you got to remember that came out too when he was a kid, so that may have some guy reaching in and pulling somebody's heart out and having it showing it to him while it's still beating. That's gonna have quite an impact on a kid. Any DVD titles I'm still looking to find? There's things I got kind of on my list, but usually when there's something I'm looking for, I usually go out and get it immediately if it's available. Every once in a while, I find something that it's been on my list for years and years and years. There's a it's basically just a monologue by a guy named Spalding Gray, um, called "Swimming to Cambodia." And that had been on my, I'd seen that years and years and years ago. I think it was on PBS or something like that. And Spalding Gray had been in a movie called The Killing Fields. And basically, this monologue was just him talking about some of the stuff that was going on there, some of the crazy things that happened. And I'd seen it many, many years ago and hadn't, I've been looking for it on DVD, and I just found it like maybe 6 months ago. And, that's one that, I'd wanted to find for a long time, and it just stumbled upon and said, oh, that's been on my list for forever. Arthur, that's another good one. I haven't seen Arthur in a long time. That's one I'd consider getting. That's not how it's done. We're gonna make a "That's Not How It's Done" movie. Got to maybe make some more T-shirts. There's so many movies out there today that would never get made, or that were made, years ago that could never get made today. I mean, I was thinking, Revenge of the Nerds. You couldn't do that movie today. Magic School Bus. Yeah, that was a little after my time too. That's often where the reason why I go out and get some of these more controversial movies, because I'm afraid at some point they're going to get canceled. Where's Bite? Bite just walked by a minute ago. He's still around. Yeah, there he is again. He walks this way in front of the computer, then he walks this way in front of the computer. I think he just wants attention. Anyway, I think I've done my 2 hours now, so we're going to pull the plug on this one. This was a fun one. Thanks for coming in, everyone. I had a great time. I will see you next week. Thanks, everyone. Good night.